Welcome back to another Reading and Correcting with me, Kindar, the Tiger Writes, and Ty, the Tiger Supervisor. These are where I read a chapter from one of my stories and correct it as I go. If you want to listen to these live, it's every Tuesday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Time on Twitch and YouTube. And if you are looking to support me, that is on my Patreon. Today we are doing chapter 29 of The Technician's Fight. You know, his heart said before Gralgiran offered him the sauce-covered cube of meat, silencing him. Oh, I know, he replied, grinning at the male leaning against him on the couch as he chewed. He speared another cube with a claw and dunked it in a different bowl. I don't think they ever meant for meals to be eaten on the couch, Jeremy hurried to say before the cube was at his mouth. You wouldn't let me feed you like this in bed. His heart glared at him. It's our bed, he said instead of chewing. I don't want it covered in sauce. We've covered it in sauce plenty of time before, he countered casually, and grinned as Jer worked that out. Then his face turned red. You love that about his heart, how easily his emotions showed. And there is such a thing as cleaning. Chewed another cube, but the couch isn't the same. You didn't drape sheets over it beforehand. The sauce will soak in and ruin the fabric. Gralgiran leaned in and licked the sauce. Oh boy. You know what? This is a first draft. I'm not going to worry about it. Sauce off the side of Jer's mouth. So cleaning it will be a little harder. No more than once I've made you come all over it. You wouldn't. Oh, I certainly will, he grinned. Why do you think I'm feeding you like this? I want you all stuffed and pliable for when I... His tablet sounded the bride? Really? The bridge. The bridge is code. Maybe not. He reached for the tablet and tapped it. Go. Captain, we're receiving a distress signal. Hours away, but off the course you set. Okay, hours away and off the course you set. He frowned. We're weeks away from our destination. I don't think this is what you are waiting for, Captain. I've gone over their tag, and if they're fake, they are the most authentic fakes I've come across. Jer got off him. Even he knew this wasn't something they could ignore. Any detail on their distress? He stood and put his pants on. Pirate attack. The latest message said their engines had been disabled. They'll be boarded soon. Change course. I'm on my way. Have sensors gather as much information as possible on the way. He disconnected and put his vest on. He contacted a beta. Weapons are going live. Are going active, he ordered, and ended the call. He'd give them the details once he had them. Duty calls, his heart said before he could apologize. We will pick this up later, Gralgiran promised. With sheets on the couch, Jer countered as Gralgiran exited their apartment. Update, Gralgiran demanded as he stepped onto the bridge. Their latest transmission was interrupted partway through, comms said. But they stated they were being boarded before that happened. Anyone thinks there's meddling involved? Their pilot said. Hours away from the line seems like a stupid plan for pirates. But it would be a smart thing for merchants to aim for, Sensor said, even with how unlikely there'd be a ship within range at any one time. Then the meddling might be in the merchant's favor, Gralgiran said, positioning himself in the center of the bridge. Civilians are to head to their home. I repeat, civilians are to return to their homes or seek shelter among the gods. We closed the all ship. Are we dealing with one of the Halans? Not according to the readings I'm getting. The largest of the ship looks to have been Kelsirian at one point, but it's been heavily modified. None of them matches established modifications. So some new groups of pirates, comms muttered, or an old one with fresh blood, their pilot said. You implied they are... okay, he didn't imply two ship. More than one. You'd imply there are more than one. Details on the others. Only one more. Only one more. Not much before their proximity to the merchant ship interfered with the readings. Boarding shuttle, the pilot said. Seems too large for a shuttle. From what I got, I estimate it to be 2/3 of the size of the merchant ship. That's a Kitaro Arsak class, owned by the Omirtar Etimo Toras. Com said merchant conglomerate registered out of the Shimbarian Deep Station, multi-species group with them as the majority. This is Wanta Turan Arsmar. That's a Kelsirian name, the pilot said. Some hero of battle? Hero of the Battle of Orlakarian, Gralgiran provided. It's a Kelsirian affiliated ship. Registry is in good order, down to the repair request. As I said, Captain, if this tag is fake, it's the best I've seen. He nodded. On screen, the largest ship was one of the two pirates, the Kelsirian one, although many of the bulb that were characteristic of their design had been trimmed to be more in line with the rest of the hull, as if they wanted to remove unneeded space and enhance the visual aesthetic. Removing extra space would be something Earthers did. Could he have found a way out of the deal with the quartermaster's uncle? This wasn't happening with his assistance. The ship maneuvers. Weapons are to be armed, he called. Be ready to engage. Pilot, keep us out of their line of fire. Keep out of explosion range. Captain? The pilot asked, maneuvering them. These might be Earthers, and they've demonstrated a willingness to destroy themselves rather than be captured. Understood. Scans aren't showing me any weapons, Sensor said. He called Tome. Tome, are Kelsirian ships usually armed? What? Gralgiran cursed. It was his friend's sleep shift. Depending on their function, he finally said, are you dealing with an exploration or military one? Pirate one, possibly crewed by Earthers. Readings come up positive for possible Earthers, Sensor said, or Kelsirian, or Shimbarian, Tehornian, or Kelsirians, if they're on the small side. Not close enough to differentiate yet. I doubt pirates would have managed to get an armed one, Tom said. Thank you. He disconnected and focused on the screen. They blocked the view of the merchant ship and smaller pirate ship. Our readings... What? What readings are you getting from the others? Their engines are interfering with them. I think they're still connected, but the ship's increasing their engine output, and I'm not sure I can. They're picking up speed, the pilot said. Evade them, Gralgiran ordered. Been trying. They're matching our trajectory. Are they that worried we'll be able to scan what the other ship's doing? Comms asked. I don't think that's their plan, the pilot said, her worry increasing. Captain, I think they... Weapons, he ordered, finishing her thought. Fire on the incoming ship. Disable if possible. Destroy if needed. Understood, Alpha. Evade as best as you can, he ordered as plasma bolts appeared on the screen. Yes, Captain. The blast revealed that the removed bulb had been replaced by heavier hull as those lasted longest. They're pushing their engine as hard as they can. Okay. You know what? No, I'm going to leave it like that. They're pushing their engine as hard as they'll go, Sensor said. Before he could ask the danger that posed. Posed to the Bane, the other ship exploded. Can you take us out of the initial debris? He asked before the screen let them see anything. He knew what happened when the ship exploded. No, Captain. The best I can do is skirt it as I angle the ship away. That's going to take us away from the merchant and other ship, Com said. Yeah. Something. She simply knows that from experience. Gun, you're still active. Target anything blue shifted. Acknowledge, Alpha. Do the best you can to keep us in the lightest debris field, he ordered. Syncing scans with you, pilot, sensors said. The screen lightened and they could see the mass of debris. This time the Ben's gunfire wasn't visible as they used kinetic ammo against the inert debris. What are you getting from the merchant ship? Scans still aren't great from the leftover energy, but I'm confident the two ships are still connected. Can't get readings on the crew through this. Any information on what the Wanta Turan Arsmar is carrying? Knowing that could help get a sense of what the pirates are after. Sorry, Captain. The conglomerate isn't making their manifest public. I'm putting requests to, but a lack of response could be them not wanting to reveal the ship carried something important or whatever saw, or whoever saw the notification not realizing what it meant for the Bane to contact them. A Kelsirian company, he'd assumed the first, but would Shimbarian keep track of hunter ships outside of their borders? Outside their borders? Any response from the merchants? No, Captain. Keep trying. Yes, Captain. He settled in for the least enjoyable part of his job, waiting. The pirate ship is disengaging, Sensor announced. They were through the worst of the debris field, but enough obstructed their sight he couldn't tell what was going on with the merchant ship. I need more. Pushing Sensor as hard as I can, Alpha, but we're in the middle of the residual energy. Details are hard to get. Then don't bother with detail. How many left on the merchant ship? Checking. He thought he saw the pirate ship's engine. Pilot, how difficult would it be to alter course to follow them? I trust. Weapons to clear the way, she replied, so not difficult. Best I can tell, Alpha, there is no one on the merchant ship. The worst outcome. Short of it being set to explode. But the one that simplified his decision. Beta, Batrix Cell Jizbil, take 2 packs with you. You are going to the Wanta Turan Orsmar. You are to investigate what's happened there and render aid if there is anyone left. Take supplies, we will be pursuing the pirate ship, and you might be on your own for a few hours. Scan of the ship reads stable, Sensor said. Understood, Alpha. Investigate and render assistance. Don't expect to sleep in my bed. We'll do our best to get you back to your maid before then, he replied. You have forgotten how things go on the line, Alpha. Batrix, terminating call. He rolled his eyes and considered calling back to let him know what he thought of that. Instead, he focused on the screen. Pilot, alter course. Weapons? Hey, come back here. Weapons. Focus on clearing a path. The pilot will indicate the pressing targets. Got it, Alpha. We'll do what we can to keep the hull from getting any more scratches. Are they red-shifted? He asked, studying the screen. They were finally clear of the debris field and back at full speed. Batrix Jizbil had contacted them to confirm they'd boarded the merchant ship and were starting to investigate. Scans confirm they're somehow going slightly faster than we are, but I'm reading a lot of heat where their reactor probably is. They might be begging for Xenilia to abandon them the way they're going. How long until they are out of sensor range? Oh, we have days before that happens, if they can sustain this speed for that long. Leave a note with the other shift that I want to be informed if they get as close as a quarter of scans. Yes, Alpha. Then it might be worth Alex's wrath for asking to push the reactor, and it gave him time for bribes of his own. Is that a space? No. Toward the engineer to minimize the reprisals. Captain, the beta informed me they accessed the ship's bridge and are able to scan the ship. The crew numbered 18 and has been taken. Patrick, it's your Alpha. I'm sorry to say you have to rely on your pack for company while you sleep. These pirates did something your namesake would be proud of to their engines and reactors and are going to make us earn this kill. When you're finished with the ship, look over the debris for any indication whose ship that was before you pirated it. Before it was pirated. Told you I wasn't sleeping in my bed, Alpha. Yes. What do you want from me? To offer minus compensation? Would your heart come with it? He rolled his eyes. Get him to use a shorter version of your name and he'll probably say yes. Now, get to work, Beta. Will do, Alpha. Do what? Sensor asked once the call terminated. Work or get your heart to use a short name for him? With him? Gralgiran said. Both. And that concludes chapter 29 of The Technician's Fight. If you are enjoying this, please leave a like. If you want to know when the next chapter will be up, subscribe and hit the bell. If you want to read this story, it is up on Ream Story. And if you want to listen to these live, it's every Tuesday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Time on Twitch and YouTube. Links are in the notes, and with that, I shall wish you a good day.